At the start of the story, we see a house perched atop a mountain in the midst of a forest. A man named William lives there on his own. He's been staying in this deserted jungle for months for the sake of his research. But one day, he is bitten by a snake. He panics, worried that the venom might spread throughout his body. In his panic, his phone tumbles down the mountain, meaning he can't call anyone for help. So he tries to cut his own hand to remove the venom and quickly goes inside the house to drink plenty of water. After a while, William loses consciousness. When he comes round, he starts experiencing repeated hallucinations because some of the snake venom is still affecting him. He lies there like that for a couple of days. One day, he hears the sound of a helicopter outside and some scientists come to his door to take him with them. Perhaps there was some emergency in the outside world. But William is unable to make any sound, so the scientists assume no one is inside and leave. After a few more days, the remaining effects of the venom finally leave his body and he starts to feel healthy again, although it's possible that a little venom still remains in his system. Still, he starts his car and drives back towards the city. But when he reaches the city, he is completely shocked. He sees that the entire city has changed. There isn't a single living person on the streets. Things are scattered everywhere as if a massive disaster has occurred. The frightening part is that thousands of cars are standing still on the roads and all the people inside those cars are dead. Then his eyes fall upon a road sign. In fact, a few days earlier, a highly deadly virus had spread across the world. Because it spread so rapidly, it infected and killed almost all humans on Earth. Now there is no government, no law, no rules. William reaches his home and sees that his parents also died a few days ago. He takes some time to come to terms with reality. Then he digs graves for his parents near the house. A few days pass and William realizes that he is the only one alive in this city, that he hopes that somewhere else there must be other people who are immune to the virus. For safety, William takes a gun and some supplies with him and heads towards Las Vegas. The bridge that connected the city is blocked, so he has to travel a long distance using another route to reach Las Vegas. But that city's empty as well. There is no one there. The big hotels and casinos are completely deserted. Eventually, William gets tired and starts living in a famous hotel. Since everything is free for him now, he begins drinking expensive wines. But the next night, two survivors come to him, Milton and Anne, who, like William, were not infected by the virus. They tell him that for the past few days, they too have been staying in expensive hotels like this. Milton shows in the last TV broadcast, which said that scientists were unable to create any antidote for the new virus. After that, civil wars broke out in different countries. People began killing each other for medicines, and within a few days, all humans either died from the virus or from the violence. William also finds out that after the virus outbreak, Milton and Anne are seeing another living human for the first time today. That means the number of living people left on Earth is extremely low. He also realizes that because Milton and Anne have been alone for so long, their mental state has deteriorated, and she reveals that she saw her husband and child die over a video call, which completely destroyed her will to live. William stays with them in the same luxurious hotel for a few days. Even though expensive designer clothes are lying around for free, William doesn't feel good about any of it. It feels as though the value of brands has disappeared along with humanity. Milton says he used to be a major businessman. He earned a lot, but now he has neither his reputation nor his family. Milton carries a gun with him so that the three of them can end their lives with it. Hearing this, William panics and walks out because he still wants to live. Then he hears a gunshot from behind. Milton and Anne have taken their own lives, and once again, William's completely alone. William starts to feel that he might be the only human left in the entire world. He drives very fast and leaves the city behind. On the way, he spots a dog and keeps it with him as his companion, naming it Lucky. After that, he goes to a library, brings back some survival books, and returns to his old house. Now he lives there with Lucky. The remaining food in nearby shops can last them a long time, and later they can also grow their own crops. As time goes by, a year passes. William and Lucky develop a strong bond, but without any other humans, William becomes terribly bored. To pass the time, he sometimes goes jogging, sometimes swimming. At one point, he even drives his car round and round in the same spot. But his dull life changes one day when Lucky starts barking loudly or staring at a house in the distance. William sees smoke coming from that house and immediately drives over. On the roof, a girl with a gun frightens him. Her name's Emma. She is also a survivor. William tells her everything about himself, and Emma becomes convinced that he poses no threat. From their conversation, it turns out that neither of them had seen a single living person for a year. William tells Emma everything that happened to him, and Emma shares her own survival story as well. She says she only arrived in this area yesterday and thought no one else was alive here. After talking for a while, William is about to leave, but Emma says, "Stay here tonight. It's been so long since I met another living person." William agrees. Then he takes Emma to his house. Because he had been living alone, he hadn't looked after the house properly and everything was a mess, so the two of them start tidying up the house together. There's a food shop nearby, so they go and fetch some supplies. This unexpected meeting rekindles hope in both of them to carry on living. Now they wake up together and go about various daily tasks. They develop their own hobbies so they don't get bored. They also realise that if they're the last couple on Earth, then the responsibility of repopulating the planet falls to them as well. Meanwhile, with humans gone, wild animals have started to enter the cities. Over time, William installs solar panels at his house to make it fully self-sufficient. After a few days, Emma becomes pregnant. She is over the moon, but William is worried. He wonders whether it's right to bring a child into this post-apocalyptic world. On top of that, how will the birth take place? That's a major concern. So William heads to the library and starts reading books about childbirth. Over time, their home becomes safe in every respect. Solar panels are installed, so they're now able to store food in the fridge. They also begin keeping chickens and a few cows which provide them with eggs and milk. Nearby, there's a large lush garden. With humans gone, the air has become clean and pure as well. But as time goes on, they encounter a major problem. The number of rats in the area keeps increasing, and now they're making their way towards the house. So they start burning rubbish around the house to keep the rats at bay. When that doesn't work, they seal up the whole house. One night, Emma says they'll soon find a solution for the rats, and for now, she's happy about the baby on the way. Over the next few weeks, William brings in some cats from far away, which helps to reduce the rat population in their area. At last, the day arrives when Emma goes into labour. They've done a lot to prepare for this day. With William's help, a healthy baby girl is born. Afterwards, they go into the city and paint their address in visible places so that if any other survivors ever come to the city, they can find their home. As time goes by, 6 years pass. One day, when William is driving home, his car collides with a tiger on the road. As he looks closely at the tiger, he suddenly spots a little girl who, frightened at the sight of him, starts to run away. William catches her and tells her to come with him to his house. But the girl is very frightened, so William gives her an apple. Seeing the apple, the girl believes he means an alarm. She then gets into William's car and goes to his house. There we discover that William now has 2 children. 2 years after the birth of their eldest daughter, they had a son named Alex, and Emma is now pregnant with their 3rd child. Perhaps these 2 people are the ones who will repopulate the entire world. The good news is that thanks to the address they painted in the city, 2 survivors arrive at their home. But the little girl is still very frightened, so she doesn't get out of the truck. No one forces her. That night, she stays inside the truck. In the morning, when Marina goes to give her some food, the girl tries to attack her. Then Marina tells her story, how she and George have been travelling around searching for living people and finally found William's written address. While talking, Marina brings the girl inside the house and sends her off to have a bath. After that, Marina finds some strange drawings in the girl's bag. There's also a letter with the name Evie written on it. Marina shows the letter to everyone and says that it was written by Evie's mother. In the letter, it says that if anyone finds Evie, they should look after her. When the virus spread, Evie's father physically abused her, which deeply traumatized her, and she became frightened of everyone. One day, Evie's mother killed her father and told Evie to run away to somewhere safe. Now the 5 of them accept Evie into their group. Soon, Emma gives birth to a 3rd child, a boy named Sam. Now their family grows even larger. For the next year, they all live together happily. But one day, they receive a signal that someone is coming. They send all the children inside the house, and the adults arm themselves and go to see who it is. They see that it's another group of survivors who arrived after seeing Emma's address written in the city. This group includes Molly, Jean, Ezra, and their son, Rafe. William's group welcomes them into their home. Molly says that in 8 years, they've only seen 4 living people. They never had a permanent place and kept moving from one place to another. Emma tells them that this is now their home. There's no shortage of anything here, and together they can build a new society. Molly's a doctor, which is a blessing because if anyone gets injured, they now have medical help. The next day, William explains the rules to the new members. He says that now there are very few humans left in the city and forests, so wild animals often wander nearby. That's why, whenever they go into the city for supplies, they must carry weapons and always go with someone else. After that, everyone heads to the far end of the city to gather various things. There's a hospital nearby, and since Molly is a doctor, she collects a lot of medicines from there. Then they return home with all the necessary supplies. Jean, the new member, is a singer, so she sings a song for everyone. She is also the mother of Ezra's child. Meanwhile, George and Marina grow close to each other again after many years. In the coming months, both Jean and Marina give birth to baby girls, and in this way, 14 years slowly pass. Now their family has become very large. Today, they're celebrating their eldest daughter Hia's birthday. William teaches all the children in the group so they can know everything about the old world, that once there were many people on Earth, how they behaved, what they did, and how the children should live in the future. He keeps explaining all these things to them. One day, a terrible storm hits. William suddenly remembers that their dog, Lucky, is not inside the house. He rushes outside to find him and sees that poor Lucky has died after being crushed under a tree. Seeing this, both William and Emma are heartbroken because when William had lost all hope of living, Lucky had come into his life even before Emma. They make a grave for Lucky in their garden and give him the status of the first member of their group. After this, one day when William is watching his children play, a tiger enters their garden. William immediately steps in front of the tiger to protect his children. Before anyone can come to his aid, the tiger badly injures him and runs off. Everyone tries to save William. He has lost a great deal of blood. But fortunately, as they have a doctor and medicines, William survives. Meanwhile, Emma tracks down the tiger with her gun and kills it so it can't harm anyone again. A few weeks later, William starts working again. Now 17 years have passed and all the children have grown up. William is teaching his sons, Alex and Sam, all the survival skills. Meanwhile, Ezra's eldest son, Rafe, starts to take a liking to William's daughter, Hia. They're always together. Now they tell their families that they've decided to venture out into the world on their own. Everyone knows that the responsibility of increasing the population rests with him, so no one objects. They give the pair weapons, food and water and send them on their way. A few days later, they begin to run short of water. They go to a nearby tip and discover that all the surrounding water sources are drying up. Because humans suddenly vanished, the weather patterns have completely changed and it hasn't rained for many months. This means the group now faces a major problem, water scarcity. Then they spot a vehicle approaching them. That means there are still other survivors out there besides them. They quickly return home and inform everyone, saying these people could be a threat and might try to take over their home. Actually, the leader of that group is Charlie, who says they've come for oil. They have a drilling machine, and with it they can bore into the ground and install a hand pump for William so they can have a steady water supply. In return, Charlie wants petrol from William so they can travel to places 500 miles away. Since William's group is facing a water shortage, they accept the offer. After all, what are they going to do with so much stored petrol anyway? Agreeing with William, Charlie's group begins drilling at a chosen spot. As the process will take several days, Charlie's group stays in their van. But over time, William realizes that Charlie's not a good person. From his conversations, it's clear that at one point, he killed many survivors for resources. After learning this, William privately tells his group to be wary of Charlie and to make sure their home is secure. Emma says that they'll leave once the drilling's finished, so there's no need to worry too much. Drilling continues for the next 2 days, and finally, after 4 days, they manage to get water from underground. Everyone is absolutely delighted. William says that now their deal is done and Charlie can take all his petrol and go. That night, they all celebrate together. However, William is on edge because he feels Charlie is dangerous and won't leave so easily. At night, everyone goes to bed. Suddenly, William hears someone screaming outside. He goes out and sees Charlie coming out of a room, while his mate Silas is standing guard outside to warn if anyone approaches. William quickly goes into the room and finds Evie in tears. Charlie had forced himself on her. William immediately tells his group. The others say that Charlie's lot are heavily armed, and they've overheard him saying he has no intention of leaving there. William says that in that case they'll have to key in. He says he can't stand by and watch his group members being harassed like this. Today he did it to Evie, tomorrow he'll be someone else. The others agree, but also point out that there are so few people left in the world, so killing someone isn't right. But William explains that if they don't stop Charlie, their family won't be safe. In the end, everyone agrees that if Charlie is killed, the rest of his group might not seek revenge. According to the plan, at night they surround Charlie from all sides. Charlie's group doesn't even notice, and William kills Charlie outright. However, William feels dreadful because it's the first time he's taken a life, but he did it for the safety of his group. The next morning, William's group tells Charlie's group not to even think about revenge. If they wish, they can stay here, but they must work together with everyone. If they want to leave, they can go now and never return. Most of Charlie's group decide to stay, but Charlie's best mate Silas is absolutely furious. He despises William because, in his eyes, they ambushed and killed his friend without warning. He is feared to be a threat if he lashes out again. Charlie's former companions say they already knew he was wrong. He abused his power as a leader and also did such things to women in his own group, so they're glad he's dead. Silas is the only one upset about Charlie's death, so William expels him from the group. After a while, Silas tries to come back because his whole group stayed there and he can't survive on his own outside. But William refuses to let him in because Silas supported Charlie's wrongdoing. As punishment, he is permanently banished. Time moves on, and now 20 years have passed. Without humans, the entire Earth has changed completely. The children of William's group begin working together to build an aeroplane. William's son says that soon they'll perfect the plane so they can easily travel down from the mountain. But after a while, group members start falling ill one by one. Soon they realize that more than half the people have been infected again with the virus, showing the same symptoms as 20 years ago. Dr. Molly explains that although they'd become immune to the earlier virus, over time the virus evolved. However, this new variant of the virus is not as strong, and they will soon find a treatment. Those who are still healthy start looking after the sick. Sam, William's son, is in the worst condition, which worries everyone. Meanwhile, one day their daughter Here returns home on her own. She had got out with Rafe. Here recounts the events of her journey. She says they travelled far and wide in a vehicle searching for people who were still alive. They visited new places every day, but didn't find anyone alive in any house or city. One day, while camping on a mountain, they saw a man and began to follow him, but he vanished. Later, the same man came up from behind, held a knife to Rafe, and they realised he was none other than Silas, the very man William had banished earlier. Driven by revenge, Silas kills Rafe, and Here tries to help him. Here reaches Rafe, but it's too late. Because he doesn't receive immediate treatment, Rafe dies there. They bury him near a tree. After that, Here returns home. On the way, her vehicle runs out of petrol, so she has to walk the rest of the way. That's when Here learns that most of the group members have once again been infected with the virus, though this variant isn't as strong as before. Dr. Molly treats him. To bring down Sam's fever, she dips him in cold water. After taking the medicines given by Molly, everyone else recovers, but the medicine doesn't work on Sam. After speaking to his parents one last time, Sam dies. After all these events, William is completely devastated. Besides Sam, 3 other group members have also died. Emma consoles William, reminding him that when they had nothing, they still had each other. Now they have an entire group, and they are the ones who will help increase the population of the future world. William finds his courage again and begins preparing the group's children for the future. One day, he climbs to the top of the mountain and watches the sunrise, realizing just how much the world has changed in 20 years. He returns and gives a speech to the children, saying that up until now they have been following the wrong path, trying to rebuild the old world, but the world is no longer the same. From now on, they must learn to live in harmony with nature. Nature itself will teach them how to survive in this new world and new climate. After this, they switch the radio back on so they can communicate. They build a new society. They organize social events so the children understand that humans are social creatures. They renovate nearby cities to suit their needs. Slowly, 50 years pass in this new world. An elderly William tells his grandson that this new human civilization came from their bloodline, and now it is his responsibility to carry it forward. And this is where the film ends.